Really?
It's bad.
Dude, it's harsh. Seriously. Oh my god. The ghost has left my ass.
Alright, so this is getting streamed, but it is not going on Spreaker, so bringing you news, politics, and whatever else tickles my fancy. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and I'm your host, Ho Ho.
Wow.
Alright, broadcasting live from the attic. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. You can check out my YouTube channel and find me on Facebook. So welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. All right, I am joined today, special guest, host of the Machine Radio Show, Brandon Gatton. How you doing, sir?
Hi.
And yes, we were talking just before we started about him soiling himself. He has dirty britches now.
We ate Chinese food. It's coming back to haunt me.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That was a good segue into today's topic. We are talking
Ask ghosts.
Ask ghosts. Well, sometimes they linger. You know, the little green smog that forms behind you sometimes. You know, that happens.
Well, that's why the paint's peeling in most of the walls where I go.
Right, yeah. So, but no, today's topic, we're doing a Halloween special, talking about Haunted Illinois. And we were going through the list actually just a little while ago, and we were actually kind of surprised on some of the places that weren't on there.
Well, not only that, you know, there's several places literally within, you know, stone's throw of my own place of business where the Machine Radio Show is recorded at.
Right, yeah.
You know, that has been known to be a little, I'm not going to say it's your show.
Right. A little do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, do you have a bleeper?
Hey, I do, actually. Hold on.
All right, I'm just going to yell a word, and hopefully you can bleep it.
Okay.
Fuck.
Try that again.
Fuck. There is a subtle difference between our shows. I am wildly sarcastic and foul mouthed. So
Hey, I'm foul mouthed too, so I mean, I really don't give a shit. You know, I mean, I may not do the vulgar content, but I will use vulgar language.
it's like I don't know you anymore.
What do you mean? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? No, I mean, I definitely use vulgar language. I really don't give two shits. I mean, you know, all 7 of them.
Well, I
Nine.
gave you one earlier.
Which one?
You said you don't give two shits. I already gave you one.
Right, yeah, you did. You definitely dropped me a nice little present down there. You didn't flush it, right? I mean, I want to keep that for
No,
as
I
long as
put it in
possible.
the tank anyway.
Sweet. Is it kind of a Nessie? Or did it go like all the way into the water?
No, it's an upper decker.
It's an upper decker? Sweet. Oh, you left me one of those.
That's
He
right.
left me a present that just keeps on giving. See how he treats me? So, all right. Also, we do have the call-in number that I do have active. So, I mean, if you guys want to call in and be part of the show, that number is 217-917-4405. You can see that on the thingy that's right. Hold on. Let me find it with my finger.
Down lower.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right there. And so, yeah, you know, I've still yet to update my ticker. Keep forgetting to do that. YouTube. Now, I actually have like the Ho Ho Show that you can find it now, so that's cool. And also, this is getting streamed to it too. Yay! I'm so excited. All right, I'm a goober. All right, so anyway, public service announcement. If you turn your hand over, it almost feels like somebody else is doing it.
Told you it's your show. I can't say or do what normally I do on my show because it's a total different thing.
I give you permission. It is okay.
Well, see, he's known by many names, but see, on my show, he's known as Titties.
Yes, I am. I am known by titties.
Allow me to demonstrate.
You just copped a feel on me.
Yes, I did.
I feel violated.
As you should.
Well, maybe. Let's see here. Let's get back to the website that I was on. Here we go. Should we go through all these? I mean, we really don't know a whole heck of a lot about a lot of them, I guess. But
Just go down the list, and what ones we do know about, we'll...
all right. So here's some of the places, the real haunted places in Illinois, as it is said. And
Did you really just do quotation marks in the air?
I did air quotation marks. Are you proud of me?
You know that gets people punched at my place, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me do it again. Oh, I don't have any quotation. You jumped towards me. Don't you knock my phone over. I'll put it over here.
That's not fair.
It is fair. It just I threw a pin. It's on the ground. All right. So. All right. Real haunted places in Illinois.
You having trouble with concentration right now, are you?
Dude, I have problems with ADD all the time. It's fun. It's good times for me. I like it. Is it still? Oh, you little punk.
Hey, did it freeze up?
It did. Well, I mean, we still have audio going, so that's cool. Let me,
Refresh the video.
yeah, let me adjust this. All right, you're not going to hear anything on the stream for 3 or 4 seconds. Give me, wait, no, I don't have to do that.
Just hit the button.
Oh, nope, I didn't do that. We're good. Okay.
Duh.
There we go. Oop, I got
Aye.
this. It'll take me a second. We'll be good.
You know, I'm gonna commentary the photo that's up right now, though.
What, that one or the other one?
Yes, you're looking at me with those eyes like you want to. I don't know. You want to do dirty things.
Well, sometimes I do want to do dirty things. So,
Just
I
kind of
mean,
look at it. I mean, look at it. You just kind of got like that. You know, if that guy turns his back, he's going to get.
I'm gonna give
chloroform
something to him.
duct taped.
Right. There we go. We're back.
Hey.
Hey, I'm going to wave now. Yay. Okay. Whew, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Let's go back into that. And that ain't right. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, we're still going. All right, so Anna Bigsby's cave. Looks like
That sounds dirty.
it does sound
It
dirty.
doesn't sound like a haunted place. It might be if you
It
get,
might be.
some sort of VD.
It might be.
But go ahead and tell us about it.
All right, so it's located along a bluff in Hardin County. Is a cave connected to a dastardly deed, whatever that is. Known by many as Anna Bigsby's Cave, at this site there has been reports of strange glowing lights. Ooh. Some that even move in and out of the trees. Some believe that it may be the ghost of Anna Bigsby still watching over the treasures that she hid so many years ago. Apparently that's in Hardin County. I don't know where that's at. I've never been there.
Well, no, I've been to Hardin County, but I've never heard of the place. But
Yeah.
they never said what the treasure was either.
Right. Well, you think
I mean,
you'd
what is
give
it?
more. I don't know. I mean, is it. No.
Did she hide her anal beads?
She might have. I mean, it might have been like one of them eggs that you plant up in there and have good times with and see what happens.
She got, yeah.
It could be, it could be a big rubber penis.
But judging by the name and the location and stuff like that, it's probably before they used rubber. So I'm saying probably a wooden dildo.
Wooden dildo, did it have the spiral on it? Oh,
Rib for her pleasure.
that's right. That's right.
We have a phone call.
We do? Oh, wow. Oh, holy crap.
We don't know who that is. Should we answer it?
Yeah, let's answer it. Let's see what happens. Let me get into. All right.
Hey, how
Caller,
y'all
good.
doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
It's Fidel Castro.
It
I'm doing
is.
all right.
Trucker Al, what is up?
Nothing. Now
Oh.
talking to you,
Cool.
seeing how you gonna give me a scaring tonight.
How you doing, Fidel?
Well, I can scare you. I mean, just look at my picker. That's enough to scare anybody.
You can see it.
Well, no, but you looking at my picture, that'd scare
Wow.
you.
Oh, picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There would be a picture.
Hey, there's a haunted place up there in Peoria.
Can he even hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. Yeah, you can hear Gatton, right?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
somewhat.
I told you you need to turn me up.
Blackburn College.
There, I turned you up more.
What about Blackburn?
Carlinville. Anyway,
Oh, I've heard of Blackburn College. Yeah, I didn't know that was actually a haunted place though.
yeah.
That's
They
cool.
get- Is that where they get the tours or something like that? Or you can get it for overnight? Yeah. You used to be able to get there and like take all your equipment and stay there all night and do your recordings and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I hadn't heard any of that. I mean, I've heard of Blackburn College, but
Well, on an offshoot, Blackburn College actually owns land right down by me.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you heard of
Yeah.
anything happening out there?
I haven't. The missus has. You haven't been there? Where's the one up there in Peoria?
We'll put her on the line then.
No, the only one I've been to has been,
Uh-oh. She's starting to try to remember.
Oh boy.
Must be the Chinese.
Chinese food, man. It's nothing more
That was good Chinese though.
It already came back to me.
like it is with the.
Your brain is in your ass. What?
I said better my brain than
Oh.
my
Can they hear me on the
Hey, I
radio?
Oh yeah, I'm hearing you.
No, on the radio too?
You should be. You're unmuted and whatnot. So.
Yeah, you'd be on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, cool.
Cool. She forgot. She can't remember. She's getting old.
That happens.
It's on the river. You know that much. It
Well-
could be anywhere on the river. The whole 100 and 200 mile long river. Starts with an H. What?
Hooker?
That sounds like a toilet. Was
that
that a
was
toilet?
good, right? No, that was me moving my arm. I did it slowly to make it go, make it creep.
You said something
Wow.
started with an H. The only thing I can come up with is hooker. Harville? Hamill?
I've done I've done some ghost hunting when I lived in South Carolina.
Well, we've been to a couple places down south in Equality, and they're on the list that we're going to get to. And yeah, we had some fun down there. How many different places have you been to?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the other owl.
About 5 or 6 places down there in South Carolina.
Oh, in South
Mainly
Carolina? Cool,
people's, yeah, mainly people's houses and stuff like that. We used to find orbs and stuff like that. We had all the equipment, night vision cameras, the EMP, EVP recorders and stuff like that. What have you?
Right.
So we'd set up early in the evening, around, and then we'd set up little sensors around in the house and up in the attic. People say they would have suspicion of things going bump at night and stuff like that.
Right. It
was pretty fun. It was pretty fun, and we spent the next day on the material, which was pretty boring, but it was fun. That was a South Carolina Paranormal Society.
Right. Well, we were part of what was that called? Cosmic Society?
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, long time ago, like what, 15,
yeah,
18 years ago.
At least that long.
It's been a while, and yeah, we went to a few sites down south and whatnot. We didn't really do anything major for them. It was just kind of a hobby we did for a couple years.
Yep.
All right. Well, I used to live in a house back when I was in like 6th grade down in southern Illinois. Mm-hmm. And it was an old farmhouse. It was about 300 acres, had 2 barns on it, 1 barn and 3 ponds. 1 ponds we never found. But in that house in that vicinity, there had been like 4 people killed there. Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
how long ago was this?
2 grades. Well, this is back when I was in 5th to 6th grade.
Okay.
Probably before you was born.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Well, here's a interesting little tidbit about the shop and
right,
my place of business.
Uh-huh.
There's something else you don't know about it.
Hmm.
You know how we ended up with the land?
How?
There was a house there that burned.
I knew a house there burned.
Not the rental house. I'm talking about the house.
Well, yeah, I know.
Where the shop is and everything. You know what? How it burned?
Mm-mm.
Guy fell asleep with a cigarette in his hand. Burnt the place down, and apparently he tried to escape because they found him at the back door.
Oh wow!
Of course, he was well done by then, but
right, crispy critter.
Yeah. He was not original recipe.
Well, that house I lived in down there, back in the 50s, I believe, 50s or 40s, the G-men there was a escaped convict or something like that, shot them all up there in the barn. And then one of the ponds out back, the farmer was making a new pond, and the tractor rolled over on him. And then there was a family living there, and the father went, killed the wife and 2 kids, and buried. There were 3 grave sites out in the backyard, and there were so often, there would be, my sister would see orbs or people like in a fog in a room. There's like half the people walking around in the fog. All she seen was like the waist down, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty scary, being we was all kind of young back then, but.
Right.
And then my dad, he went out there and brought a dozer home and knocked down the barn, burned it down, and knocked down the graves. I said, everybody said you shouldn't have done it.
Right, yeah. That's usually whenever you hear about bad things happening is whenever you start disturbing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But we only lived there about 2 years, so all that happened within a 2-year time frame.
Right.
And we moved. I've seen the house since we've been down there. Since we lived down there, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. We stopped down there and I took pictures of the place. It looks a lot smaller now than it did whenever I lived there.
Right. Well, you know, you've
Yeah, but you're also a lot bigger than you were when you were
yeah,
down there.
you've grown a little bit, so you know.
Right. Yeah. But it was an interesting place.
Right.
How dare you touch my button?
I didn't touch your button.
You touched my button. That's my button.
I didn't touch your button. I turned your knob a little bit.
I thought he said you touched the butt.
No. His button. I didn't touch a button. No,
He touched my button.
I didn't touch his button or his butt. I might have looked at it once. All right, Alwar, thank you for calling in. You're the first call into the show. That's awesome.
All right, no problem.
But now we're
right.
trying to get rid of you.
Yeah. All right. Take care,
Take
Al.
care.
Thanks for calling.
See you later.
Yep. Later.
Later. That was cool. Well, now you're answering. Why do you want me
Just
to answer
close that.
questions?
Just cancel it.
I did. There. All right. Man, technology sometimes. Awesome. Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
I was letting out some more ghosts for you.
It's more something. All right, are we still?
All right,
Hey,
how'd your
we're
work,
still
Karen?
going.
We moving?
We're moving. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did I? All right, do that again. You're moving. Okay.
Very
cool.
slow though. Watch this shit. You know.
Do it quick. What do you? Yes, there's a lag. Leave it alone. All right, moving on. Ashmore Estates in Ashmore, Illinois,
What an original name.
Coles County. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I've not
Yes,
even
that's
heard
in
of.
Coles County.
Not even heard of that one. The next one, we'll do this one. Avon Theater in Decatur, Illinois. Decatur. That one, I can't say I've been to that one, but I mean, there's like there's like 2 or 3 theaters in Decatur
Lincoln
and
Theater.
like 2 or 3 that, in Springfield that are haunted. And, yeah, so Avon Theater, have you been to that one?
I have in fact been to that one. It was kind of weird. It's a very interesting location, to be honest with you.
Well, where's it located at?
No, I mean just the way it's put together. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But actually, you got Lincoln Theater. I'm trying to think of my map here in my head. It's been a while since I've been there. You got Lincoln Theater here. Avon Theater is a couple blocks out, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I don't even know if that place is still standing. To be honest with you,
Really? No?
I don't know.
I think it is. I haven't
been
heard
there
any.
once, and that was like 15 years ago. So you know.
Right, yeah.
But the layout's a little bit different than what the Lincoln Theater was.
Right. All right, let's go ahead and move on because this next one we've both been to as well. The Bartonville Insane Asylum in Bartonville, Illinois. That one's actually in Peoria County, and we've both been to. Well, there's an asylum there and there's a hospital there, and which one is it? Was the last one we went to, and that one was the one. I mean, like big grounds. I mean, there's just like all kinds of stuff around there. I mean, a huge complex. It looked like. Was that the Insane Asylum, or was that the?
I think that was just the Insane Asylum was off to the side. I believe that was it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of buildings there, and I mean, they had the whole place covered up, or I'm sorry, not covered up, but closed up. And whenever we went there last time, it was like during the weekend or a holiday weekend or something, and there wasn't anything going on out there. But I hate it when my voice breaks like that, and it cracks me up. But yeah, there wasn't anything going on there. So, it says that they do have it open to the public. They do.
They do tours and everything now.
Yeah. So that's cool. So that's one of the places.
Since we're along the lines of an asylum, it's not in Illinois, but I've been to one place that a lot of people know about and never been able to get there.
Oh yeah, where's that at?
Waverly Hills, Kentucky.
Oh, really?
I have actually been to Waverly Hills. I have been in the building. You're not supposed to be able to get in there.
No. How did you manage that without risking prosecution?
Incognito.
Incognito.
Let's just say we did some low crawling.
Uh-huh.
Me and about 3 other people, and we got in the building, and only 2 of us went actually. See, they're actually renovating the building now, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, they're turning it like some sort of like hotel type thing or something.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. Part of it's being renovated, but we went to the east side of the building. See, and they do have security guards, because the whole, everybody wanted to go there, so it was all over the place. How it was on the news. They didn't want people there, but we found an outlet. We parked a half a mile down the road, and we're like, this guy. Okay, the truck is driving around. We're like, where can we go? And I was like, we kept, we drove past the place a couple times on purpose.
Right.
Just kind of look, and it was like the east side's the best bet. Me and another guy, was like, we went and we crawled in through the area. We got into the side of the building, and like I said, 2 out of 3 of us actually went into certain areas. One of us, he needed to wear his brown pants. Apparently, he couldn't handle being there, so he just kind of hung out, which was stupid. But we went down into the medical section, the actual medical section. Went into the morgue.
Right. Awesome. Oh, that would have been creepy.
Well, the door to the actual where the meat locker. I'm just going to put it that way. The meat locker.
Might as well.
That was actually barred off. But you could get down where the cistern was and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's very weird. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a very weird feeling being in there.
Oh, I bet.
We did, we bounced around to a couple rooms, and there was some random stuff thrown throughout the place. There was a couple things left. There was a couple of the beds that had the straps on it. That's awesome.
I've been in a couple hospitals, and with the morgues down in the basement. So I've been in a couple morgues that were shut down and whatnot, and haunted or not, they feel creepy. They definitely feel creepy.
Yeah. Well, we were there. We were in the building for roughly about an hour.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, we really couldn't use very much in the way of flashlights because we didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, it was even creepier for us because we really couldn't see that much of where we were going. We were basically going glow stick style, trying to maneuver our way around with the light held to our chest, so we didn't let it shine out the windows or nothing like that. And after an hour, it was like, hey, this is really cool, but we got to go.
Right.
And it was just as difficult getting out as it was getting in.
Yeah,
but look it up, Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
Waverly Hills Sanitarium. I'll definitely look that one up. So yeah, Bartonville Insane Asylum, and that was a big complex. That would have been nice to have, been there during, whenever they were open and whatnot. That would have been cool.
Oh, and Waverly Hills was a TB clinic, by the way.
Oh, really?
That was one of the things, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that was real popular back in the day.
Oh yeah. Cahokia Mounds. Now I've been there, and that's in Collinsville, Illinois. So I've been there, but I've not, been anywhere around there at night.
Yeah, it's actually in a town called Cahokia.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, the story about the main mound, don't you? About Monk's Mound.
Well, yeah, it's their Indian burial grounds, right?
No, the Monk's Mound, the main head honcho guy the shaman or whatever used to be on top of there. In the early 1900s, I believe it was 1900s. I'm trying to remember what my timeline here. It might have been a hair before that. A gentleman who was supposed to be a well-to-do landowner basically bought the mounds because nobody knew exactly at that time what this really was.
Right.
He built his house on top of Monk's Mound, and when they were digging to build the house, they came across a very important man's body. I.e., the shaman, whatever he was called, the main head honcho, his body was buried on top of Monk's Mound. They disinterred him and got rid of him basically, and put the house there. And last time I checked, the house was only there for a few years, and then it was gone. Nobody ever said why they actually got rid of the house or anything else like that. Maybe it's because it was completely disrespectful to put your house on top of an ancient burial mound.
Yeah.
Or ancient, priest mound. But I've heard stories, of this and that about the place, and to be honest with you, I've been there several times, and it's not so much because of the mounds that you don't want to be there at night. It's the people.
Right. Yeah.
Trust me, that place is fun.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because I've been there. It was a family thing I did back in the day. This was whenever I was married. So I mean, this goes back a while. But yeah, I went there, did the whole tour and whatnot because they got big old gift shop and whatnot thing like outside it somewhere. Or what are you talking about? What are you looking at?
that
for?
requires walking. I didn't know you even walked.
Oh yeah, I know how.
Did you make it up the stairs? You didn't go up to the main mountain, did you?
Of course I did.
Sure you did. You went up to the first set of stairs and now I'm done.
This is not fat kid friendly. No, I was a little bit skinnier back then, a little bit. He's picking on me. See how he is?
Yeah.
We're still moving. Sweet. Okay, so the next one now we've been here at night. Like it was one of them stupid things when we went
Cave-in
down
Rock.
there. Huh? Yep, Cave-in Rock. That's in Cave-in Rock, Illinois. And yeah, we went down there. I mean, it was dark outside. There were stars out and everything. And we went. We were bored, so we went out hiking around down there. And yeah, we were down there for.
Well, we went to Cave-in Rock. We went to the Shawnee National. We went a little bit everywhere. We went all over that place.
Yes, we did. We spent like.
We ended up in Kentucky
Yes, we did.
twice.
Yes. Yeah, that was like, we're in Kentucky.
Well, the only thing we didn't do that day was we went to the cave, but we never took the ferry across the river.
No, we didn't. Nope. That was a good time, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we spent 5 days down there at a time.
Yeah. Oh, we took some good pictures down there, too. The one where you jumping over the gorge. Well, at least it looked like he was jumping over a gorge.
Yeah, it looks like I'm jumping over this massive, massive crack in these rocks. And actually, I mean, the crack was only about 10 feet wide, but in the picture, it looked like it might have been 30.
Yeah, it looked huge.
And I'm jumping. I mean, you got the whole, Nike just do it looking thing
going. Yes, that was a good one.
Yeah, but that was also the day that we got yelled at by a school teacher because he said we were going to be paraplegics by the end of the day.
No, he was a scoutmaster.
Yeah, he said we're going to be
he was-
paraplegics by the end of the day because they're all up there with ropes, and they're teaching them how to rappel and stuff like that. And here I come, I'm right up the side of the thing going, hey, what's up?
Yeah, we go, him and I, we go up the side. And I mean, this wasn't like treacherous climbing. I mean, this wasn't nothing, And we went up, and then we got yelled at by him. We're like, all right, you know what, screw you, we're going. And we went ahead and we went right back down. The same way we came up, and the whole time there was this kid that was, rappelling down, and he watched us go up. I mean, he didn't move the whole time we climbed up, and then the whole time we climbed back down. It didn't take us that long. I mean, it wasn't that.
Yep.
I don't even know. That was like what, maybe. I don't even think that was 100 feet. That was like 50, maybe 40 or 50 feet, about the height of Hershey Towers.
But see, I had an opportune time because remember this was back in the day, and we had one of those little Instamatic cameras. We're on the side of the mountain, and I'm taking pictures of den mothers.
I forgot about that.
He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, yep. Click, den mother.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time down there that week.
Well, yeah, and should we even tell them about when we came back down and we went to this little area?
Oh yes.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them the cave story.
All right, so
This has nothing to do with hauntings, by the way.
yeah, this is nothing haunting. This is just one of them. Oh man, them spiders, them are scary. So we go into this small little cave type of thing. It wasn't very big. I mean, he squeezes his butt in there, and I'm behind him going through too. And we're in it, and then we finally got deep enough to the point where we couldn't see without a flashlight. So he turned the flashlight on. He shines the light onto the wall. On the wall, he sees this big freaking spider that was clear.
Yeah, it was transparent, and there was lots of them, but this one I was especially fixated on because it was about the size of my hand.
He was huge, and the little sumbitch had arthritis. And we know he had arthritis because when he jumped at us from the wall, and you could hear all his legs snapping as they popped whenever they jumped.
And you know what?
Fat Boy ran fast that day.
Fat Boy became Usain Bolt in about 4 seconds flat because he knew I was going to run his ass over if he didn't get out of there.
Fat Boy ran.
He got skinny too suddenly.
I
because
did.
he
I
made it through that
somehow
tunnel.
and I did it quickly. I was proud of myself. I did that. I moved out of there quick.
Well, and then we decided we wanted rocks that weren't touched by human hands, so I crawled in this little tunnel and found out that, wearing bib overalls is a real bad idea.
Right.
Because I got stuck and somebody had to grab me by my feet and drag me out of the tunnel.
Yes.
And then of course, that night there was an incident at the campground where somebody needed to park their camper, and we had the only flat spot. It was a gentleman, his wife, and his daughter, and his gentleman was in a wheelchair.
He was in a wheelchair. Yeah.
We had a good time with them only because I was trying to bang his daughter.
She was cute.
She was very cute, and she was very smitten on me. We just couldn't get dear old dad or mom away long enough.
They didn't want to go away. They didn't want you guys to go get firewood, and they didn't want to go to bed. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I tried. I offered her to, I said, hey, if you want a real comfortable spot to sleep, we got a really nice tent right here. I tried that, and then I was like, we should go get some firewood over here on the other side of the street. I tried that too, and then Dad's like, no, she's not going nowhere with you. I'm like, oh, come on. I gave you a parking space. The least you can do is let me have your daughter's booty.
Right. Some people just don't know how to show gratitude, It's just, what the hell?
Hey, I was even happy about his wife. I mean, she was kind of cute too.
She was too, actually. She definitely got her looks from her mama.
But that was not a den mother shot. But
No,
I was out of film at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I was out of film at that time.
Let's see the next one. Moving on. You know what? We're going to take a quick break right quick. Where are we at? Let me see where we're at. Dadgum.
We are right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. Where am I at? Nope, that's the wrong. Nope, that was the right button. Sweet. All right. Couple minutes. We'll be right back.
Made wang juice.
You always do that after I switch scenes to where it's heard. All right, guys. We are broadcasting live from the attic. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. Just couldn't help yourself, could you?
Nope. Hey, at least I didn't ask you to eat the Jisket.
This, no.
We will not go into that one.
We will not go into the Jisket. No. All right.
If you want to know what a Jisket is, just call the show.
This is... No. Yeah, all right. Yeah, go ahead. Call the show. Wow. All right. So, the next one, Chesterville Witch's Grave in Arcola. I've never been to this one either.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, we'll go ahead and move on. Devil's Backbone and Devil's Bake Oven in Grand Tower.
Everybody has a devil's backbone.
Everybody, we have a Devil's Backbone in our main park. Goes down into Jerseyville even. That one's fun. This next one, you've actually been.
I've been within 2 blocks of the place and
Yep.
never got to stop. But go ahead and read the story on it.
Elgin Casket Company in Elgin, Illinois. Let's see. Located in Elgin's industrial section stands the. Let me rewind that. Located in Elgin's industrial section stands the abandoned home of Elgin Casket Company. This once proud building has been witness to murder, grisly discoveries, cult activities, and unexplained occurrences, and a dark legacy has emerged from its sordid history. Visitors still regularly report encounters with some of the former residents that now roam the decayed hallways and abandoned factory floors. Cool. I like the little hand fluttery bat wing thing going on.
But you have to do that. You know what movie
Do
that's
do
from.
do 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 do. I got a fart.
Yeah, but you know what movie that's from, right?
Actually, I know.
Porky's.
Oh yeah. You did that right during my fart too. You disturbed my fart. How dare you?
All right.
That was good.
As you were, carry on.
All right, that was actually the end of it. And it is open to the public, so that's pretty cool.
What, the fart or the story?
Story.
I didn't know it was actually open to the public when I was up there. I mean, this was a few years ago.
Right.
But I was like I said, I was within a couple blocks of the place, but unfortunately had a prior engagement I had to get to and couldn't, go check it out.
Right. Well, this shows it was last updated July of last year. End of July last year. So yeah, I've heard of the place, but I've never been there. But oh no, not this one, that one, Elgin Casket Company. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I just never been there.
Well, the next one
I've never seen the place. Yeah, me neither. The Fort de Chartres. I couldn't read this last time I tried to read this. What does that say?
Chartres.
Okay, what he said. Never been there. That's in Randolph County. And it does say that the place is open to the public, so that's cool. All right, moving on. Nope, read that one already. Greenwood Cemetery in Decatur, Illinois.
I believe we've been to Greenwood.
Yeah, we've been to Greenwood.
I believe that was on our list.
Yeah, that's the big one that's in 606 Church Street. Yeah, we've definitely been there. Now this one, this next one, this one also dates back to our week of fun down in Southern Illinois around Equality, Illinois. This is the Hickory Hill, or the Old Slave House.
The Crenshaw Mansion.
Mm-hmm. And so we actually did, one of our nighttime excursions, and we just went walking around.
Well, I can give him a background story. I actually remember this place really well.
Yeah. Oh, go for it.
Well, the last name is obviously Crenshaw. It's Crenshaw Mansion. I do not remember the man's first name. But this was around the time when slavery was being abolished. And let's just say the guy was pretty brutal to his slaves. In fact, the top of the slave house itself, the attic, had whipping posts and places to chain them up and stuff like that.
Last I knew, they were still up there.
Yeah, they left them the way they were.
Yep.
The front doors opened up, like a carriage, basically like a carriage house.
Yeah.
They actually opened up like that because even during the time when slavery was supposedly being taken care of, this man was still accepting slaves, and there was a tunnel by the river that they ran the carriage through, and it went up into the house.
Mm-hmm. The basement access, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but they were known to be under brutal torture. The air in the attic didn't move. It was very stifling hot, obviously, because they didn't have air conditioning back then. The window was about big enough for a 5-year-old to get tossed out of. A normal sized human being is not going to get out of this thing.
Right. Yeah.
But story has it that what happened is finally the slaves had enough, and when they were outside doing their duties and stuff like that, one of them attacked Crenshaw with an axe and literally chopped his leg off, or damaged it good enough to where it needed to be cut off.
Right. Yeah.
And therefore the place was shut down. But they had stories back back in towards the beginning of the century, and even like guys that have saw action in Vietnam. They had some guys that saw 2 and 3 tours in Vietnam that stayed in the house as a test, and they couldn't stay in there all night.
Right.
And
well, the guy who owns the place, if I remember correctly, whenever he first bought it,
he don't even go in it.
No, whenever he first bought the place, he actually tried, because one of the things he was wanting to do was renovate it and basically open it to the public as a tourist attraction, and he did not do that. He ended up building a house right next door to it. And I mean, he still opened it up to the public. I mean, it's open again. During the time that we went down there, we thought that it was open to the public, but at least at that time, at least that time frame, they didn't have it. I don't know what they were doing, renovations or whatnot. I have no idea, but they didn't have it open to the public at the time. But, at first, whenever the guy bought the place and he was doing the renovations, he was just going to, stay in the house. That didn't end up happening. He didn't. I don't even think he stayed one full night in that place before he, they ended up going back somewhere else, and then they built their house right next door to it. But yeah, he won't live there.
No, and what happened with us? We decided, we're going to go check this place out. Mm-hmm. So it's pitch black darkness out. Literally no moon, no nothing. I mean, it is absolutely pitch black. So we're walking along the edge of the river with it was mine with flashlights. And mind you, the river has a tree line, so we could not see anything. We had no idea if we were getting close to the place or not. I just kept every once in a while trying to walk through the trees and poking my head into the field to see if I could see the house. Well, I'm assuming about fuck off. Somebody's trying to text me. It's driving me nuts. But we get within 50 yards of the place, roughly.
Right. Yeah.
And we were pretty close to it.
Yeah, we were pretty close.
Yeah,
we were trying to find
about
50. Yeah,
we were trying to find the docking and the tunnel.
Maybe 75. Yeah, that's what we were looking for.
And we apparently didn't get that far to it, but we did get close enough within 50 yards of the house itself somehow, and because you could see the faint glow of what looked like a street light or something like that over there. So I was assuming we were close by.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we were close.
But both of us, all at once, we just stopped and we looked at each other, and you really did feel this overwhelming feel of dread. Like you did not want to be in this place. The hair stood up on the back of your neck. And I was like, I looked at him, I was like, you feeling that? Are you feeling bothered too? And I kept rubbing my neck. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to walk through the tree line again. And all he heard was, shit.
Yeah.
And he comes walking up, and you look, and there's a big spotlight. There's this big the telephone pole with the big lights on it.
Yeah.
It was pointing at the house, and we were sitting there staring at it. We were within 50 yards of it. In fact, I think we even got photos of it on one of them cameras.
Yes, we did. Yeah, because we took pictures of it from where we were at.
But obviously, we couldn't get any closer because one, it would be illegal to do so, and the big spotlight. We would have been sitting ducks. Bright light. We'd have gotten caught.
Oh yeah. Well, come to find out, we just didn't walk far enough down the river, to where the entrance.
Yeah, it was about
another
20 yards, and there was an indentation in the ground where everything was.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is this place was actually definitely really, really creepy.
Yeah, that place was. I mean, I've been to some, we've been to some haunted places, and it's like, this one was a definite overwhelming creepiness in it. It was, that was.
And we've been to some that people said were haunted and stuff like that, and we're like, yeah, right. We go to the houses with nothing,
Well, like Ridge Cemetery. I mean, Ridge Cemetery. Who's that guy's name? He's one of the very, very well known paranormal investigator. And there's a cemetery that, he was like, he considers anybody crazy who would actually walk into that cemetery at night. And I was like, what cemetery is that? Ridge Cemetery on top of Tower Hill.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that one's like, I was like, I've been there. Now the weirdest thing that happened to me when I was at that cemetery was the stinking squirrels throwing walnuts at us.
Yeah. Well, and
And that was horseshit. We
Yeah.
walk inside the gates of the cemetery, nothing. They stopped throwing stuff at us. Walk back out, and they're throwing stuff at us. Like, oh, that was just, we were so ticked at them stinking squirrels. Like, would you guys leave us alone?
yeah, what's going on here? But then again, this is the same man, this well-to-do guy that does all the haunted stuff. He also said, well, there was another cemetery that he would never step foot in. I'm like, he was. Said, I got family members buried in that one. I sat there on the bench and drank whiskey. Mm-hmm. It's like,
Yep.
it's really not that bad. I was like, it is kind of freaky,
Oh.
but it's
Well, and there has been.
and there is paranormal activity out there, but it wasn't enough to make me go, and run away from
Right.
it.
Well, and that one that we're talking about, Cemetery X, I'm not going to use the actual name of it, but Cemetery X, what are you wanting to?
No, do you remember what we did one night to a bunch of kids?
Uh-huh. Oh, that was so much fun. Oh,
we
my God.
we found out in our town, because this is actually a thing, in a small town, you find a haunted spot, everybody wants to know where it's at and everybody wants to go. Mm-hmm. We found out that this group of kids was going out there. We parked about a half mile down the road, hit our vehicles.
We hit our vehicle between some trees into an entrance of a field entrance. We went above and beyond hiding the car.
We walked like 3/4 of a mile to get back up to where we were.
Uh-huh.
One of us hid in the back of the very back of the cemetery, which was, like gravestones from the 1830s. Mm-hmm. It was the old quarter of the graveyard. And then one of us laid flat down in the field in camo with a bunch of bottles of Works.
Yep.
And so, these kids pull up, and I'm throwing them the balls of, aluminum foil into the bottles and shaking them up and rolling them all over the field. And Numbnuticus here is down in the old quarter, and if that thing goes off one more time, I'm going to toss it against the wall. And these kids come up, and they're getting out of the car, and like, no, you could hear them talking, because this area is just wide open, so you can hear everything.
And they're talking low, and we can understand every word that's coming out of their mouth too.
Yeah, a couple of them like, no, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. Like, one of them's like, oh, stop being a pussy. Let's go to the old quarter. So they're actually getting close to him. He's in the very corner. They can't see him. It's pitch black. One of them had a flashlight, and I'm like, oh, they're going to flag him. They're going to flag him. So I'm shaking the bottles as fast as I can, and rolling them all over the field. And then all of a sudden, all at once, Captain Conundrum here decides to howl.
This wasn't just a howl, though. I mean, this was a blood-curdling scream that went into a howl. I was very proud of myself. It actually sounded pretty damn good.
Yep. And so here they come running, and they get almost to their car, which, by the way, I had plenty of time. I should have done it. They left their keys in the car. The cars were running.
Oh, that would have been
I should have ran out and grabbed
awesome.
their keys and ran back into the field and laid back down.
You would have. You would have had plenty of time to do that.
But I didn't.
No.
But the funny thing was, they jump in their car. We already know where they're going to the next stop. We already know which place they're going.
No, we start.
We had two of our friends already down there, mm-hmm. And which is hilarious because they started a small fire in this place and everything else like that. It was
this
classic.
place was. Oh yeah.
But they get to their cars. They're getting ready to pull out, and all at once those bottles start going off. It's like, boom, 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 and they're all like, "Oh, we gotta go, man!" So they're taking off, and I'm like, so I'm running. Here I am one. I at the time was a fast runner, so I am literally. They had to have seen me because I took off running across this field. Jesse Owens would have been proud of me. I was gone.
Sprint, yep.
And I'm running to get to my truck because I was going to drive the truck back through the field and pick him up. Well, the car takes the wrong way. Instead of taking the right to go to the place we were going, they took a left. Like, oh, we got time.
Oh yeah, we had so much time.
So I got the truck. I got the big black bastard, the Blazer.
Yep.
And
yep.
We picked everybody up. We go down there. We hide the truck again. We get inside the cabin. I'm on top of the cabin. Him and you and Pup was in the
yeah.
And it was that one Justin kid was with him because they were the two that started the fire.
Yeah, they're the two that started the fire.
And he had like bottles of rubbing alcohol or something on him. And when the fire was going, he popped the cap on him. When those kids started to walk up, he threw it in the fire, and this big flame shoot out the door.
Well,
And I'm on the cabin, and, I'm on the cabin, and by the way, there's a chimney that runs up the side. Well, there's a hole in the chimney, so when they threw it in there, you just see where I'm going with this. I
Right.
saw the flames, and I'm like, the fuck was that? The whole time these kids are like, oh, we gotta go.
oh, and the funny thing, that one of the funny parts about that too was, I mean, I have like at the window, okay, you've got like the door that's right in the middle, and then you got a window and then a window. So I mean, it looks like nose and two eyes, perfectly square building,
Yeah, so
and-
when it lit up,
And so, but like my head is poking up at the window, like just the neck and the head. And then he's doing the same thing in the other window. So when that flames light up, it looks like two freaking eyeballs are looking out at you. And they were all terrified as hell because they couldn't really notice that was a person there. They just seen what looked like eyeballs looking at them. Oh, funnier than hell.
Yeah,
Oh, man, that
well-
was so hilarious.
what's worse is the story doesn't end there. We go back to town, and we go up to the local hangout, and they're all up there talking about it, and I was like, have you got, and I'm sitting there screwing with them. Everybody's laughing but me because I'm the one that's keeping the straight face. I'm like, really? So you guys went out there, huh?
I didn't keep a straight face very well at all.
So did you guys hear the howling and stuff like that? I mean, I've heard that before. I've heard the howling and the screaming and stuff like that. William's like, yeah, dude, it freaked us out, so he ran. I was like, yeah, but did you hear like, he's like, yeah, it sounded like explosions when we were leaving. I'm like, really? And the whole time they're laughing, I'm like, huh? And they're like, and yeah, and then we went down to the old cabin and stuff like that, and we get almost to the door, and all of a sudden this big flame shoots out, and I'm like, yeah, okay. We let them go on for a few minutes, and then get through their freak out. We're like, hey, by the way, he howled, I threw the bombs, this guy threw rubbing alcohol in the fire, and the faces you saw was us two idiots hiding behind the cabin.
They were so mad at us. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but you know what? They never went out there again.
No, they didn't. No, I never heard of them going out there again after that. Oh, that was so funny. That was so funny.
Yeah, it was a good night.
That was an amazing night. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun. And the sad thing is, like, the cemetery that we're talking about, that cemetery's still there. The cabin
It's gone.
is gone. Yeah, they replaced the Witch's Bridge, which is not in here. But that's a haunted bridge. And, oh, my God, that was a weird night, too.
Well, I got one for you along the lines. Remember the old bridges by the dump? The old bridge that was by the dump before they knocked out
Yes.
down there in the bottoms?
Yes.
See, I was 17 years old, and I'd always heard stories about about that area, and rightfully so. People that live down there now still say that they occasionally hear things that aren't can't be explained. Mm-hmm. But one night I was going through the country. I went to Tovey, out past Kincaid,
Yeah.
to drop a girlfriend of mine off. And I was coming back home. I was like, I'm going to take country. And I'm driving through, and that bridge, it had the old wooden slats and everything. It was very rickety. They were going to replace it anyway because it was not only dangerous, but
It was falling apart.
yeah, it was just time for it to go.
It was old. It was rotted. It had boards missing, and the middle part was like you had two tire
tire
sections,
strips.
but like the middle was
Gone.
it was open. That bridge was terrifying to go down anyway.
Well, the story that I had heard, and this was after the incident, the story I had heard is that there was there was a farmhouse, stuff like that out there, and mother, grandmother, whatever, I don't remember that part of the story, basically went nuts, and decided to hang herself. And she hung herself off that bridge. And I believe we did find the police reports that someone did in fact hang themselves off that bridge way back in the day.
Yes.
Well, I'm driving through that night, and fuck off. And
Yes, he tossed his phone.
well, I went through there, and I get right across the bridge, and I hear this really loud, like, spine-tingling type scream. And I looked up in the rearview mirror, and I still swear to this day, and I'm not no joke, I swear to this day, 1870s period style dress and stuff like that, there was a woman standing on that damn bridge. And when I stopped the car and put it in reverse, there was nobody there, and there was no place for you to go. Because at the time, the way the fields were and stuff like that, there were steep drop offs, stuff like that. I would have spotted somebody, especially somebody that
Right.
looked of the age that this lady looked. Mm-hmm. And I told somebody that lives down there that story, and they're like, "Yeah, we've seen the same thing." Like, we were on 4-wheelers one night coming home because there was trails back down there, and the guy said they were driving their 4-wheelers across the bridge, and the same thing. He said even over the 4-wheelers they heard. He goes, it wasn't just him that heard it; it was somebody else that was with him.
Right.
Heard this blood curdling screaming. They looked back and they saw up and down. They saw women in an old dress standing there.
Well, the bridge is between Cemetery X and then the other cemetery that's on the other side of the creek. Okay, that bridge between there is what's known as the Witch's Bridge.
Yeah.
And, one of them nights that, he's talking about where just we all go to all the haunted places around, on the outskirts of town. There was like 4 or maybe 5 cars of us. I was in like the 3rd car back, and one of the cars went across this bridge, then they turned around and then came back to the bridge. And so he stopped on the other side of the bridge, and the rest of us are on the, the Cemetery X side of the bridge. So I get out of that car and I walk up to the, the next lead car, and I'm like, what the heck are we doing? I was like, what's going on? And he was like, well, there's, we're checking out this, checking out this thing to see, we're just, he's like, hey, I have no idea what's going on, so I'm like, well, you know what, screw it. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to, cross the bridge and find out what the heck we're doing. So I'm walking across the bridge. And I mean, this is an old style, same thing, wooden bridge, the trusses on top and whatnot. And, and the story behind this was, back in the day, somebody hung himself on the, basically the same thing. Somebody had hung themselves on the bridge. And I'm like halfway across the bridge, and then this shadow figure, I'm just engulfed by nothing but a shadow, and it's just like I don't see anything. And I had a, headlights pointing at me from the front, headlights pointing at me from behind, and I couldn't see jack. Like, I'm like, what the heck? I was like, I can't see nothing. And it was like a few seconds passed by, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Take me back. I don't know what the heck's going on. Take me back.
Not a ghost story, but that reminds me of another incident with the big black bastard.
Right. Well, hold on. I ain't done yet. So, which black bastard?
Blazer,
we'll get into that.
The Blazer.
Oh, the standing on top of it.
Yeah,
yeah, that was fun. So, but he, just like, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Take me back. And then shadow dissipates and is gone. And I'm like, So I turn back around and I start walking back the way I came. I get back to the vehicle and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to cross all the way across the bridge, evidently. I'm just, I'm done.
Okay, take care now. Bye-bye. Then.
Yeah, huh? The guy in the lead car told me that I was gone for like 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, no way in hell. I mean, that felt like 10 seconds to me. And they told me that I was gone for like a half hour. It was like they couldn't see me. I was like, that's just weird. That was definitely weird. Yeah, you're talking about going into the ditch that was like 12 feet deep.
Yeah. See, we decided one night that we were going to take it's I always have multiple vehicles. It just happened that way. I'm a car guy, so I got a vast array of collection. But one night we decided we were going to go out cruising through the country, and it is very, very, very. Hey, there I am. Hey, baby.
Really, you going to rub your nip nips?
Yes.
I just called them nip nips.
I touched myself. But yeah. Anyhow, and I'm going to start it like this. I'm telling you right now, if there is such thing as guardian angels, mine hates me.
Oh, you give him a workout.
Because him or her, whoever it is, because I've done some really ignorant shit. But this one particular incident, that son of a bitch. But I don't even know who it is. It's some person asking about a car. I'm busy. But we're driving through the country, and it is extremely foggy out. And somebody else was driving one of my other cars, which is a very small car that's very, very bellied out on the ground. It has no height to it. I mean, you know, if there's vehicle limbo, I'm going to win because the car's so low to the ground. But I'm in what we call it's the big black bastard.
Yep.
It was actually a little Blazer. It was an S10 Blazer, but it was monstrous.
It was jacked up.
It was monstrous. It was probably the
wheel
biggest
set was
S10
wide.
Blazer you ever
Yeah,
saw.
it was.
But I'm driving it, and I'm trying to keep up with a sports car, you know. And mind you, I never wear a seatbelt. I figured if I'm going to go, I don't want to know about it. So I'm wearing, you know, the only time I actually wear a seatbelt is when I know I'm going to do something stupid. I should be wearing it all the time.
Yeah, you should be wearing one all
But
the time.
I decided to wear it that night, and every time they went over a hill, the taillights would disappear on the car.
Right.
So I was like, okay, we're running. I mean, this truck is not designed to go over 75 miles an hour, so I'm just
You're
flat
almost
footing
going
it.
airborne whenever you're going
Yeah,
over
I'm
them
flat
dips.
footing
you
it. And
know,
this
yeah.
thing is going all over the place because they had big mud tires, you know, you name it.
Yeah, I've been in
And,
the vehicle with you driving, you know, on the back country roads, right? Because we knew all the country roads back here very well.
Yeah,
You know, we spent a lot of time driving all back in there.
but this one we didn't really know.
yeah, this one we didn't.
And well, I didn't know. You know, we overhill, lost taillights. Overhill, lost taillights. After 3 or 4 times like this, apparently there's a very sharp, abrupt right angle turn. And mind you, I am in a truck that's, you know, big mud tires, you know, you name it. So I'm running over 75 miles an hour, which the truck's absolute top speed is about 78. So I'm really hauling ass in
You're
this thing.
pretty well buried.
And-
Screaming motor.
And I kid you not, and they came back to look for me. I didn't know that after the last hill that was that right-hand turn. I'm going completely straight, and I look, and I had enough time. I don't remember turning the steering wheel. I remember somehow or another we went and looked up at the tracks. I managed to miss a telephone pole head on, and then I managed to smash into this basically this abutment so hard that my seatbelt literally didn't slow me down. And
Right.
I hit my head. There was actually a indentation, you know, in the truck from my face. It basically knocked me out cold for a couple seconds. I woke up fighting this truck in this big ditch. And for anybody that has a four-wheel drive vehicle, you know the death nail is when you lose a tire.
Yes.
My tire goes, ooh, that's a good one. My tire goes flat and sucks up a bunch of water. And mind you, like I said, this is a lifted vehicle. This is the biggest S10 you've ever seen. It had 36-inch super swampers on it, you know, and it had like a combined almost 10, 12 inches of freaking lift. So it's a very, very tall truck. And they come back looking for me. The brights are on, the hazards are on. I am standing on top of the cab, and they still can't see me from the roadway.
Well, I was in the vehicle that was either the vehicle right behind you or the vehicle behind that one. And whenever I drove past, I didn't see you. You weren't standing on top of the vehicle yet. Because I had driven past you, and then it was the lead car that was like, wait a second, we're missing somebody. And that's whenever they turned around and tried to find you. But I had already passed you. I don't smell that one. I don't want it over here, though. No, don't be blowing it over here.
Well,
Did you?
and the funny, you know, the funny thing is there was no damage to my vehicle at all.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
This thing plowed into a hill. It should have, by all rights, had the front end straight up in the air. I mean, there should have been nothing left of this truck.
No.
And even with a tire that just got suction cupped into mud and was filled full of mud and water, I still almost drove that thing out. That's how badass this thing was. And I mean, the mud was up to the doors. I couldn't even open them.
Yeah, because you climbed out through the windows to get out of the truck. Yeah.
We get this thing on the road, and the only damage that happened that night was we were sitting there trying to put the tire on and decided to fall off the jack, so I punched it and put a dent in the fender. But, you know, like I said, you know, if you want to talk about paranormal stuff like that, you know, which is what we are, if there is, in fact, a guardian angel, I really would like to meet them somehow and be like, hey, dude, thank you. Because that's not the first time. I mean, literally within a couple miles of that spot, a few years ago in Red, when I did the spin out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't buy Uniroyal tires. Just going to put that out there. I took my race tires off my car. It was getting ready for winter. I threw
Yep, you were winterizing it.
Yep, I threw a brand new set of Uniroyals on it, and I hadn't seen the family member in 4 years, so he was a town over. Like, I'm on my way. So I'm tooling along, a county highway at, any cops that are listening, you didn't hear this. Put your fingers in your ears. 120 miles an hour. I am booking down this road like nobody's business, and all of a sudden I feel the car shudder. Just a quick shudder. I'm like, okay, something's about to go wrong. I need to slow down. And this is where the guardian angel had to come in. Because I got that car slowed down to about 85 miles an hour, and the rear tire exploded, wrapping the tire around the drive shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Stops that engine dead, and I somehow managed to spin and make X's in the center of the road. And this is a crowned road with a farmer's ditch on one side, telephone poles on the other.
Yes.
I made it all the way down this thing for an 1/8 mile spinning. I missed a mailbox, which apparently was black wall pipe buried in the ground.
Yes, it was. I know what.
Yeah, a
Yep.
telephone pole, and landed in a rock garden. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna back that up a little bit.
The rock garden.
Well, yeah.
I forgot.
I'm going to back that up a little bit. When I started to spin, this man knows when I get behind the wheel, nothing scares me.
No.
I am fearless behind the wheel because I trust my machine. If you can't trust your machine, you shouldn't be behind it doing stupid stuff in the first place.
Yeah.
And I build mine by hand, so I have to trust it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what you put into it, and you know
what it's capable of.
Exactly.
And then I push it a little bit harder. But when it started to spin, I mean, this thing spun so hard and so fast. When it's the first spin, and your life does in fact flash before your eyes. Everything does in fact slow down, because when this happened, that first spin, I actually said, "This is it. I'm dead. This is the end of my life right here." And then the second or third spin, I'm like, okay, I might not die, but I'm gonna be real fucked up. Fourth or fifth spin, I mean, this kept going on for a while. It was like fourth or fifth spin. I'm like, okay, I'm still going to be hurt, but my baby's going to be in pieces. I mean, we're going to pick this car up with a pooper scooper, and finally I was like, okay, is this ever going to end?
Right.
And needless to say, like I said, it comes to rest in the ditch. In the rock garden. I had 3 out of 4 tires were exploded.
Yeah.
2 rear ones were in pieces, and they were wrapped around the drive shafts. And I still managed to break away the rubber, and I drove that car out of the ditch and drove it onto the road to have it come picked up. Well, apparently people have crashed in this poor man's field several times, because his grandson spotted my car in a ditch, and he called his grandfather, and his grandfather said, "Tell that son of a bitch to get that car out of there before I get home, or there won't be a car left." Because apparently a bunch of drunks come from the bar down the road and crash in his yard. Well, this man pulls up, and he looks at me, and he sees I'm wearing a Marines T-shirt and stuff like that. He saw the Marine Corps license plates, and he goes, "You're not drunk, are you?" I'm like, "Not till tonight. Not till after what happened here." And he goes, "Yeah, point taken." And I actually became good friends with the guy, and he called me back like 2 weeks later, and he goes, "Hey, I got something for you." I go back out to his farm in the same car, by the way, and I'll finish the story on what happened after the wreck, after I do this, because I already went past it. But I go out there, and he hands me a rock, and it's got a whole bunch of red paint on it. I'm like, "What's this?" He goes, "I found this 120 yards in my field." He goes, I was like, "Oh, wow," because my bumper must have curled under, and like a slingshot, shot a rock the size of a basketball into this field.
Wow.
So he still got that rock. If you drive by there still this day, there's a rock sitting in the front. It's got red paint on it. He put it back.
That is awesome.
But see, I called my wife right as the car stopped, and I got out of the car, and I went, did the okay, junk's still there, face is still there, okay, there's no damage to me, I'm okay.
Right.
And you figured I'd be mad because this car is my absolute baby.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't mad at all. I got out of the car and I started laughing. And I'm on the phone with my wife, and I was like, "Tell Zach to bring the race trailer, unload the race car, come get my street car." She's like, "What happened?" I said, "I've been in an accident. I'm fine." And I told her what happened. She goes, "Well, what have we learned?" I said, "Nothing. If I had the race tires on, I'd come out here and try it again."
She was like, "You are fucking crazy."
Well, I told her, I said, that was better than Six Flags, man. I mean, that was a hell of a ride. But the whole time,
Well,
I
that's
was
what you
thinking,
said to the guy that owned the property that you wrecked. That's what you said to him,
Yeah,
and he
better
was
than
like,
Six
"You're
Flags."
knucking futs."
Well, and I've had this conversation with several people, and they're like, of course, well, what have you learned? It's like same thing I told my wife. Nothing. I was like, but I did tell one guy who's he races road course, and I sent him the pictures, the X's in the road and stuff like that, and he goes, "Where did you learn how to drive like that?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You didn't try to saw at the wheel? You didn't try to turn that car?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, "I knew to keep the wheel straight and lock it. I had a better chance of not rolling over." He goes, "Exactly. Where'd you learn that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just knew it." And, once again, guardian angel, I'm saying, okay, how did I miss all this stuff, spin this far, and not get myself cut in half?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to me, that's another paranormal thing is, the whole guardian angel theory. Because whoever it is, they're usually got their hands like, oh shit, he's out again.
He's in his car. He's driving. We are screwed.
Of course, eventually this might all catch up with me, but we should probably carry on because I've talked about a bunch of crap already.
Let's see, where are we sitting at? Oh, we're still doing good on time. Actually, that jumped up really high. We're going to take another quick break, and when we return, we're going to continue on this list. There's still some good stuff in here that we haven't gotten to yet. Oh, nope, we did that one. Okay, that's the next one. All right. Nope, where's it at? All right. Right quick, we will be back in just a couple minutes. All right. Welcome back, broadcasting live on the Ho Ho Show in the attic, and you have returned. Yay!
So you still interested in that Biscuit cracker yet?
No, not at all, not at all. Hooker.
Well, just look at the phone, okay? Just look at the phone.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the.
It's a bit on the broken side.
Yes, it is. Yes,
But
it
it's
is.
military grade, so fuck you.
I like the actives. I do like the actives. They
By
do
the way,
pretty good.
not an iPhone.
Exactly. Wait. Oh, not an iPhone. Dude, that was one thing that was so funny. I never laughed so hard in my life. This was when they did, I think, the Samsung Galaxy S5. Whenever Apple sued Samsung for basically, for using their technology, whatever, to make the phone.
And actually, it was the exact opposite. It was Android technology in the iPhone.
In an iPhone, yeah, which that's what they're doing with the iPhone 10s. I mean, those things are, very much knocking on, Android's door on as far as how they, their functionality and different things like that. It's very, but, Apple was suing Android or suing Samsung, and Samsung sent to the Apple facility like 4 dump trucks full of nickels to pay the fine. Apple said, oh, hell no. No. So they go to court because they wanted, Apple wanted Samsung to take that payment of nickels back and to actually pay them, with a wire transfer, like how normal people do things. And basically the judge sided with Samsung and was like, no, they paid you in full in currency. You have to deal with it. You have to take the payment.
Well, and remember, they're like, well, Apple people with the new iPhone, they're like, well, it's got facial recognition. It's like, really? We've had that for 4 years. It has this, it has that. Really? We've had that for 3 and 4 years already.
Yeah, we've had that for a while. Well, that's like the the text message autoresponder. If you don't respond within a certain amount of time, it's like, oh, we've had that for 4 years, and that was like 8 years ago that I had somebody asking me about that, and I'm like, oh, dude, Android's had that for like 4 years now, and it works great. I use it all the time. It's funny. It cracks me up.
By the way, this phone here is almost 3 years old. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
It's about 3 years old. It is still processing faster than the new iPhone. It cracks me up because this guy who's a musician, he's like, he put a post about the new iPhone, and I was like, yeah, I'll still stick with Android. He goes, well, mine's got four cardioid microphones, whatever and stuff. I guess it really. So does my Motorola Atrix. He's like, what? And I sent him videos from the Motorola Atrix, and he's like, you didn't take that with Motorola Atrix. That's a professional phone, professional video. I'm like, no, that's the Motorola Atrix. I was like, and that phone is, 7 years old now?
Yeah.
And basically, if you buy an iPhone product, you're doing it because somebody told you that the letter I in front of the word phone makes it important. And that's why you buy the product. Because Androids are far superior in every way, shape, or form.
And they always have been. I mean, they've had some phone issues. Like, actually, my phone is the Samsung Galaxy S7. The exploding phone. That's the phone that I got. After they figured out they didn't figure out what the problem is. They just figured out how to fix it. And so I've got a certified refurbished S7 thing. Works amazing, and the sucker's not heated up. Anything. So I mean, I got a good product. I love that phone. It's amazing. It's precious. It's my precious.
Well, case in point, if you buy an iPhone,
You're buying a
you don't
name.
know anything about phones or technology or anything above.
And really, all you're doing is buying a name. I mean, that goes with. I mean, that's so much. You're just buying a name.
I have an iPhone. I don't remember what the what was it, the iPhone 3 or iPhone 4 or something like that. What was that one that I had that I used for a short period of time?
I think it was an Android 3
because I
or an Apple 3.
because I managed to submerge a phone that was not waterproof.
Yes, you took it swimming
Yes, and within a week
in
of
a
using
toilet.
Within a week of using that iPhone, you know what I did with it? I still have it. It's holding up the corner of my desk.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't take that out target practice.
No, I saved that for Dell products. I'm sorry. My tablet's a Dell.
Yes.
But I fixed it myself. Dell couldn't figure it out, and I fixed it somehow. I managed to fix it myself.
Hey, this is the Dell.
I'm sorry.
Actually, I don't have any problems with this.
Every Dell product I've ever had has been garbage. I've got two Dells still to this day. One of them's missing keys and has the ring broke around the screen, and had a bunch of hardware issues and software issues and stuff like that. This one back here, I had to basically put a new keyboard in it and stuff like that. It's a 2-in-1, and it had software issues and stuff like that because of the virus known as Windows 10.
Yeah, right. That's actually what's on this one right now. And I used to run Linux products, and I absolutely loved Linux. I can do most anything I wanted to on a Linux, except run Windows programs. I never did figure out how to properly use Wine, and that sucked. Never could figure out that thing. I mean, I don't know if I was using improper codexes or what I was using, but there it is. The Machine Radio Show. Are you advertising for the Machine Radio? What are you giving it to me for?
Because you're closer to the camera now.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me get it up there. Oh, I can't cover Personas. So, wait. There, a little bit. You know what? I got this. Hold on.
No, see, we're actually trying to get sponsorship through Personas and a few other things. But that is a Dell 2-in-1 tablet. Now we've sent.
In case you guys haven't figured it out yet, I'm weird.
We've sent information. We've sent our radio show information to Rode microphones and Personas because that's what we use.
Right.
Not to put it bluntly, but there's a piece of my equipment up here somewhere that he's hiding from me and won't give it back. But we've got literally and figuratively thousands of dollars in Personas and Rode equipment.
Are you talking about this?
Yes. Why is there hair growing out of it?
I don't know why there's hair on it. It's been underneath in that drawer for a while.
Well, I might have to get that back because I think I found somebody that might need it.
Oh yeah.
If I decide to send it to him.
Actually, I need to wipe this. It looks like something got spilled and.
You better not have dicked up my equipment.
No, I didn't dick it up. Maybe.
No, seriously, not to tout the equipment, but to say that Personas is at the top of the food chain when it comes to recording devices and stuff like that is to put it lightly. And like I said, this is his show, not mine, but I'm going to have to throw a shout out to Rode microphones. And basically Rode equipment, period, because
they're some of the best out there, yeah.
And we both have cameras, we both have stuff like that, and even my camera has a Rode microphone attached to it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're no joke. He's been on my show and stuff like that, and the absolute clarity of the equipment is unmatched. Oh, yeah. It is unreal. But the problem is you got to spend for it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one thing with mine. I mean, mine is the lovely Blue Spark microphone, and I am a huge fan of these microphones.
Blue
they
Sparks
are very
are good.
awesome, yeah.
But for the way we wanted to do it, we went with a different thing.
Right, right. Which, I mean, like, performance-wise, there isn't. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference. I do think these are cheaper than the ones you got because this only cost me like
They're built
$160, $170,
and mine are $269 a pop.
Right, right. But these also will outperform, which is one of the reasons why I got it. It's a cheaper microphone that will outperform a $500 microphone. As far as sound quality goes and just with its range, vocal range, and everything else.
Well, if you look at the reviews and tests and everything else like that, one of the things like he's talking about, some $500 microphones. we've looked into those, and even by recording you fucker. but by recording, by recording microphones and stuff like that, and broadcast microphones.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to look them up, go ahead and look up Rode, RODE microphones.
Mm-hmm.
They are literally and figuratively some of the $500 microphones don't hold a candle to these things.
No.
And they come with such an amazing warranty. Your average microphone, even these included, because I've looked yours up before. The max warranty that they have is about a year, 2 years.
Actually, on these I have no idea because I didn't even look at the
I believe
information.
the one that you're using right there has a 2-year warranty. Well, mine has a 2-year warranty unless you register it. Then it has a 10-year warranty.
Right. See, I don't even know what the warranty
but-
is on this one. I didn't even look it up.
But like we said before, you got to pay to play.
Right.
And
and if you're wanting good,
like Focusrite, he's using a Focusrite audio interface, which I'm using PreSonus. Both of them have their attributes. Both of them are the top of the food chain.
yeah, because there's not a lot of difference as far as performance and usability goes between Focusrite and PreSonus. PreSonus, I think, has been in the game longer than what Focusrite has been. I don't think Focusrite, they're relatively new
Right,
company.
but the only thing that aggravated me about PreSonus versus Focusrite is if you buy a 4-channel, you would think, for those of you who are listening don't know what this equipment does, these microphones in particular, and especially mine, have to have 48-volt phantom power.
Yes, they have to be powered in order to properly work and to be able to
do their thing.
Yep.
Focusrite, he's got a 2-channel here. There's a 2-channel in the drawer of the PreSonus. Both channels are 48-volt phantom power.
Yep.
Here's where the difference is. You take the Focusrite 4-channel versus the PreSonus 4-channel, which is what I have, and the PreSonus 4-channel only has 2 48-volt phantom powers. It does not matter if you have a 4-channel, 6-channel, 8-channel, 18-channel, whatever.
Only 2 channels.
I know
that
they give you
has
the
48
option
volt.
after. I know they give you the option after 4-channel. Like if you go to 8-channel and stuff like that, they do give you an option for more 48-volt phantom powers, but it's not the whole thing. Focusrite, on the other hand, their 4-channel has 4 48-volt phantom powers.
Yeah. Well, they've got 2 different models of their 4-channel. One 4-channel, has 4 channels. It's actually all 4 channels are phantom power, made for mic. The other ones are made for, and then they have another one that they have 2 mics and then 2 what's called instrument. So, and the instrument ones don't have phantom power. So, that's one of them things with him. Yeah, I know. Now, it didn't hit it directly because that was in this drawer and somehow it, hit, splashed. I don't know.
No, it's all over it.
No, it is all over
it. It's in the front ports.
I'll take alcohol tabs to it and get that thing cleaned out.
But like you said, this one says mic and instrument on the front of it. Mm-hmm. My 4-channel says mic instrument on 2, and then just instrument or mic on the other 2. The problem is apparently they weren't expecting you to run 4 48-volt phantom powers because it was not set up for that.
Right, yeah.
But the software, the difference in the softwares.
Well,
my software is much more user-friendly.
Yes.
It is very user-friendly.
Yeah, see, my software is a cockasucker. It's like an onion. An outer layer of cockasucker.
When you peel a layer, there's 10 more layers
10
of
more
cocksucker
layers of cockasucker. Yes, that's what mine is. And I absolutely hate the software that Focusrite uses. So, Focusrite, your software is shit. Because you can't actually use it to where it links to what I'm doing to where you can actually have all that. Because I don't have additional compression or any EQ or anything.
Yeah, see, I've got compression, I've got gate, I've got EQs, I've got effects, I've got everything.
Yeah,
and as soon as I start that PreSonus up, it automatically pipes it right to whatever I'm using.
Yeah,
which includes Studio One, Cubase, Audacity.
And I'm actually working
Spreaker.
with this. I'm actually working with Studio One, and I'm trying to get that to work as well. And I think that's why I stole that email that you had.
We went from haunted houses to me being stupid in cars to tech gurus.
Yeah, now we're doing tech gear and stuff. So
and another thing, like headphones. Everybody has their style. Everybody has their flavor. Mm-hmm. I personally, because of the cartilage damage in my ears from getting punched in the head a few hundred times in my life, I like fighting. I can't deny that.
Well, you've basically done MMA.
Yeah, it was for MMA, not MMA. MME is a program,
Yes.
jackass.
Shut up, hooker.
Well, yes, it's no secret. He's watched me do it. I have in fact been a fighter in my life, and I've had cartilage damage. I'm really surprised after all the stuff that I've ever done that I don't have cauliflower ear in both ears.
Right.
But I do have cartilage damage, so I got to have headphones that fit. I either got to have earbuds or earphones that over the ears, because if I don't, like his little guy is right here. Fucker, come here.
Right.
Like these are good, really good headsets. They're clear. They have a real good sound to them. I just can't wear them because of my ear.
Well, that's for one. They're a little bit smaller, So I mean, like they still go on your ear, your ear.
But they're on the cartilage.
Yes, and
pressure.
also because they are, they're made to hold on to your head more, as to where with mine,
And if you look at these are definitely over the ear. They're much larger headphones.
Mm-hmm.
These are not the ones that I usually use. I did bring them with me, but the ones I usually use they're a little bit more expensive, and they're more geared for for studio production or recording.
Right.
But it's the same thing as like your microphones and stuff like that, and you're going to get what you pay for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
These things here, yeah, I can hear you. Does it sound great? No. These are about $20. They're not.
That's actually with these.
Switch.
Those are actually pretty good.
I think you've actually used those.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've used these.
Yeah. See, these are fine. They have a good clarity to them,
Mm-hmm.
and I still feel the pressure on my ear. But they're more comfortable than Twinkly D's over there.
Yes, those were cheapo. Definitely cheapo. Aleheim? Yeah, I don't know.
No, the ones I'm wearing right now are Samsons, and they are pretty much, bargain basement. Go to Walmart in the damage section. That's pretty much.
Yeah,
what they are.
I definitely did not buy mine from Walmart. Those came from Walmart. These did not.
Well, my other ones are Sennheiser, and they're the HD202. They are a very, very, very nice set of headphones. But once again, like you got to know your quality versus your price. But unfortunately, once again, you got to pay to play.
Right, yeah. Well, and that's one of them things, too. I got those more for, whenever I'm over the road, which I ended up getting another set of them just because they were cheap and I didn't really, because those aren't the ones that I use. Those are the ones that I, give to people like you, the guests.
Well, we talked about that before your show, about, me having two sets of the expensive Sennheisers that are used for the main host, and everybody else gets what we have left.
Right.
Well,
That's like the difference between, this microphone and then that microphone. I mean, this one, $150, $200 microphone, damn good microphone. That one, was like a $50, and you can definitely tell the audio quality difference between these two microphones. You can definitely tell. That's a cheapo $50 microphone that I got. I mean, I wasn't getting a real expensive one for a secondary microphone. I definitely was not going to spend that kind of money on it. Could have, didn't want to. Really.
It's not me.
That wasn't. Oh, I guess that was me.
No, I went off. I just checked it, but it's you.
Oh. What the hell? Oh, okay. That's telling me I'm live. Yep, I'm still live. Why are you whistling? Oh yeah?
Wasn't me.
This is my mean face. There we go. All right, put that back down. All right, let's continue on with the list. Where's that?
Yeah, we should do that since we've already kind of ruined the show with my antics of, stupidity in cars and, of course, your the technical info. How's that?
Hey, you started with the technical info.
I was just trying to do a shout out, and it ended up being a technical show.
Ended up being a technical show. So continue with the technical aspect of it. So I am using the, speaking of, I got to throw this in there. Do I even still have it up on here? I don't even know if I do. Yeah, here it is. Now, this right here, this is a shout out to my microphones.
Yes, gentlemen, he's available.
No.
Yes, gentlemen, he's definitely available.
I'm your huckleberry.
No.
I'm surprised that isn't a quote from Brokeback Mountain.
What, I'm your Huckleberry?
No, because the last clip, just screams like, if you want to go into country western, you're probably going to have to go Brokeback Mountain.
Possibly.
Yeah. He loves the cock.
No, I don't.
Liar.
I like mine. Mine's pretty. All right, let's see here.
What are you doing on Pornhub?
Huh? No, that's not.
Dude, this is not the time to look up chicks with dicks.
Just because you're interested in that doesn't mean I am.
You played the song Blue, not me.
But she told me she loved me.
She just forgot to tuck it.
You're not. Never mind.
Tink, I'm sorry. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry, man.
Hi, Tink. All right, let's see.
We love
Holy
you, Tink.
Sepulchre Catholic Cemetery?
I don't even know how to frickin' pronounce that shit.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's in Cook County. That's all I know.
Ooh, Cook County.
1935. Okay. Moving on. Knox College.
Hey, H.H. Holmes, his little shop of horrors is in Cook County, just so you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I've actually got photos of that place, too.
Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois.
I heard of it, don't know anything about it, though.
Yeah, it's about me, too. I've heard of it. Don't know anything about it.
Moving on.
Lewis and Clark Community College.
Got nothing.
Got nothing either.
Lincoln Theater. That one I can tell you about.
Decatur, Illinois.
The building is amazing. I love the architecture. It's on the inside. In fact, we put on a concert there, which is heavy metal. And
yeah, the architecture is definitely awesome. Very old school, very Victorian style ish.
You know they had to do a lot of renovations after we were there.
Really?
It wasn't on purpose, dude.
What did you do?
Well, the kick drum.
Oh yeah.
The thumping bass and the heavy bass and stuff like that. The guys that were outside of the theater, doing the merch, were getting plaster rained down on them.
That is awesome.
Literally chunks of plaster. I mean, it wasn't just a little bit of dust here and there. Sometimes there was chunks of plaster like the size of a shot glass dropping off the ceiling.
Nice.
But the place is amazing. Everything was still, it's still set up fairly old school, at least when we were there. And the back of the stage, definitely old. Everything about the building was obviously really old. I mean, they really didn't do a whole lot of renovation in that place other than modern electricity type of shit like that.
Right. Well, they were wanting to keep the older, style though too.
But even some of, and I talked to some of the guys that were there that were setting up and stuff like that, and they said they would see weird shit, and that they would hear things in the back and stuff like that. And a couple of these guys didn't even know, the story behind the Lincoln Theater, that it might have been haunted and whatever. But yeah, I mean, you got the story right there, so you can fill them in on it.
Yeah, so Lincoln Theater, located on North Main Street in downtown Decatur, is one of only two of the city's grand theaters that remain standing today. It opened in 1916 with a large seating capacity and a sprawling stage. It was a
It was
labyrinth.
a big stage.
Yeah,
Very
big stage. It was a labyrinth and remains so today with its mezzanine, high balcony, basements, and subcellars. The theater holds many secrets and, according to some, many ghosts.
Yeah, they really didn't get into it that much, but yeah,
No.
the way the place is set up is kind of different.
Yeah.
We didn't go down into the cellars or nothing like that, but we did, wander the place to check it out.
Right, yeah.
But it was just kind of neat that some of the band guys that were there and stuff like that had never been to this place, and they said that they were here and stuff. So, and they didn't know anything about stories about it being haunted, nothing.
Well, that's kind of one of the things,
So
though,
it's
too. I mean,
cool,
most people, whenever, new people go into that venue, they don't tell them anything about about any of its history. They try to see, what's going to happen to them and, see what kind of stuff they talk about. That one and the Avon Theater, same, they do the same thing with them. I mean, they don't tell people about its history. They kind of let them find out for themselves.
Well, and once again, since we're going down the list and we've already hit Lincoln Theater, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll talk about my neighborhood a little bit.
Okay.
The same place, like we said earlier, the place where my shop is, where my family's home is, and stuff like that. A guy had died there, but that neighborhood was Peabody number 58. Okay, it was a coal mine. My entire neighborhood was a coal mine. The actual coal mine shafts and stuff like that are long since buried are not far from where I was at.
Right. No. Yeah.
And right next to me, a friend of mine actually owns the building. He uses it as his shop, as a roundhouse that they used to pick up the train cars and spin around, work on them, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times where we'd before he even bought the place, we'd been over there and stuff like that, and we'd heard and seen some really weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one time in particular, my wife thought I was nuts until she heard it too. I swore up and down. It was pitch black dark outside, and I think I was looking for one of the cats. Like one of the cats got out or something like that. I think I was looking for Ashley.
Right. Yep.
And
I miss that cat.
Oh yeah, I do too. I walked down by the fence, and I swore up and down. Not far from me, I heard somebody yell, "Fuck off!" No, it was my phone again. I swore up and down that I heard somebody yell, "Oh God, someone please help me." I swore up and down I heard that, so I went running down the road thinking somebody was hurt. A block down the road. I literally took off running. My wife's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Somebody's yelling for somebody's having a problem. Somebody's yelling down here." And I walked up and down the road, and there was no there was a couple porch lights on and stuff like that, but I didn't see or hear anything. So I come back.
Is that like right there by the railroad tracks on that road right there?
No, on my road, a block down my road.
Oh,
Where
okay.
we heard it, and then we're walking back, and she's swerving down. She's like, "Did somebody just yell?" I was like, "So you heard it too?" She goes, "Yeah, I did." And I went back down to that same area where we heard it. Nothing. Well, by coincidence, we found a picture from literally an aerial photo of how they got this. I don't know, an aerial photo from 1916,
Mm-hmm.
when that roundhouse building was being built. And you could see where the old farmhouses and stuff like that were in the neighborhood, and right where that was at, we did a land deed lookup at the county courthouse,
Mm-hmm.
and found out that I'm shaking my leg. It's
Oh no, I was
Doing, doing,
looking
doing,
at the down over there on the other side of my green screen.
Yeah, that's part of the green screen on the floor. But yes, but that there was like I said, the area was steeped in coal mining, and I was told later on that had something that what we may have heard could have had something to do with the coal mine, because many people were hurt and killed in that mine. In fact,
Oh yeah, because there was several collapses, back in that time frame.
well, most of the deaths that were attributed to the Peabody number 58 were shot fire accidents.
Mm-hmm.
A shot fire is a person who blows up the coal.
Yeah.
This happened. Oh, fuck off. This happened actually quite a bit, and this is how it gets how it gets weird. as kids, we rode dirt bikes through there, everything else like that. We knew a lot about the area, and we tried camping out there one time and felt really uncomfortable about being out there at night. Not because we were kids, but because we were hearing shit.
Right.
And
That's the thing. Actually, all of this hometown is built on top of,
a coal mine.
coal mine. Well, like 2 or 3 of them.
Peabody number 3 is that way.
I don't remember which is the one that's like, I'm actually close to an old shaft because Franklin and
You're not as close to it as you think. I know which one you're talking about.
Franklin and
There was Peabody
Walnut.
There was Peabody number 3, and then there was Peabody 58, and that's our area.
Well, one of them, I mean, I'm actually by one of the old shafts or one of the old ventilation shafts. I don't remember
You're by one
which
of the
one it
ventilation
is.
shafts. The main shaft is actually over there by the bait shop, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I know that there's like a ventilation shaft or something that's like that
Yeah.
I'm not that far from. I'm like 6, 7 blocks from, I think, something like that.
But like I said, this area is full.
No, I'm like 4 blocks away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this area is full of coal mining history, and you know what? I'll give you some background history on the coal mine to let you understand. Like I said, a lot of people were injured and killed here,
Yeah.
and there's some little known facts that people don't know, like the mining wards, and basically, unions don't like other people coming in and doing their job
When they go on strike.
right.
Yeah.
Well, here's where this gets interesting. The Illinois National Guard. There was a train coming out through Pana, bringing workers to come to Peabody number 58 during the mining wars. The Illinois National Guard decided they weren't going to let them in. You're familiar with the Maxim machine gun, right?
Yes, I am.
They opened up on the rail cars, and almost everybody in the rail car was killed. They stopped the workers from getting there once. But there's actually footage on YouTube, believe it or not, of the mining wars. I actually
Really?
found it. Yeah, I about died. I actually found it.
Wow.
But needless to say, the neighborhood was always told to be haunted. One of the old bars that is no longer there had been there. Al Capone even used that bar
Yeah.
during Prohibition.
Oh, and that's the one that has the access into.
Had the access to a mine shaft.
No,
yeah.
that wasn't the mine shaft. That was access to the Prohibition tunnels.
Well, yeah, but they were using part of Peabody number 58 as the Prohibition tunnels. That's what the story was told out here.
Yeah, because them Prohibition tunnels. Yeah, we've got a now. This is one of them things that's really cool because we have looked for these Prohibition tunnels online and whatnot, and you can't find anything online with the Prohibition tunnels. But there is a network of tunnels underneath quite a bit of this town, and I mean, there's accesses to it. Quite a few different places. In fact, at one of the banks in town, up on the the town square, it has an access to it, and there's that bar you was talking about, that place has an access to it. And there's quite a few different places in town that has access to the tunnel. But yeah, that's one of the things, but yeah, you can't find anything about it like going online and whatnot. You got to go into the old archives in the city square in order to find anything.
And you're sitting here with one person. You're talking to one person right now, listening to one person that has personally seen the back room of the bar.
Yes.
Because I literally grew up in this neighborhood, and I knew the bar owner and stuff like that. And I've been in that back room, which used to be a storeroom, and there, in fact, was the way the wall was built and stuff like that. And he's the one that told me about the tunnels. Mm-hmm. But needless to say, what I'm trying to get at is with the mining and stuff like that. There's been a lot of deaths, stuff like that. There's been a lot of reports of paranormal activity in our neighborhood, specifically in certain areas. One of which, as kids, like I said, we tried to camp out at, and we kept hearing weird things like pickaxes and stuff, like tink, clink, and we couldn't figure out what it was. We'd go out and look, with flashlights, stuff like that. We never could figure it out. Finally, we're just like, oh, fuck this, we're going home. That roundhouse building is no different. We'd been in there several times. Even my buddy that owns the place said he's heard, unexplained things inside that building. Some of the other older buildings that are there, same thing. And off on another tangent, my brother's house that he lives in now in Vanderveer, they did research on it and found out that it had something to do with the mines. Yeah. a guy that worked for the mines. He was a shot firer, lived there. Apparently, in his lunchbox, one thing and brought home some whatever, had blasting caps in his lunchbox. And his kid got a hold of him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there was bits of kid all over the inside of my brother's house.
Oh.
So I'm not surprised if his place isn't haunted. But I'll tell you what, my grandparents' house is right there, right on the edge of where the mine is. And when they were building my parents' house, we stayed down at Grandma and Grandpa's. And my sister still to this day says that place is haunted as hell.
Well, you told me a story. And this goes back a while, but you told me a story that a pool table that was downstairs, that you would hear. You guys would put the balls on the table, have it in the rack, whole 9 yards. I don't remember if you said that the balls were in the rack or if the balls were racked with the rack hanging up or wherever it was supposed to be. But at like the same time every night, you'd hear footsteps going downstairs to the pool table. You'd hear the balls breaking, and then you hear footsteps going back upstairs again.
Well, this is basically how it happened. Me and my sister were in there doing our homework at the kitchen table. Mm-hmm. The back room is where the pool table was, but we slept downstairs.
Okay.
And the downstairs had these old wooden stairs, and you'd step on one and go whop whop. It'd make the noise, and we'd be sitting there at the table. And me and her both at the same time heard the pool balls move and stuff like that. We're like, what the hell? We both got up and the light's off in the back room. So we flipped the light on, went down there. Nobody's here, shut it back off. Up to doing our homework. Crack, crack, crack. Like, the fuck is going on? We go back down in there. Nobody's there. And, stop it. No laughing.
Some asshole's talking shit behind your back. You just need to be aware of that.
That's okay. I'm sharing the love.
Oh, you waffling it over here to me?
But, well, and yes. Ghost herd.
That's a good one. Good job. Oh.
Yes. But no, he was talking about the stairs, and my sister, my mother, everybody else they actually heard this. We'd be sitting at the kitchen table,
okay,
doing something, sitting there watching the TV or listening to
watching the telly,
or doing our homework or whatever. And we hear thump, 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 like somebody was going up and down the stairs. I'm not the only one person that's ever heard that. My sister heard it, my mother heard it, my dad heard it. My dad lived in that house all during his childhood. I've had family members say, like, yeah, we've heard it. So we swear up and down that place is definitely haunted. But those are the only 2 incidents we've ever had. It's very bizarre. And, going back to what we were talking about, we'd been into some farmhouses and stuff like that, and we've had people say, oh, yeah, this place is haunted. We go there and nothing. It's just bogus. We've wasted our time going there, wasted our time being there. It was just an old house. One time we were at this place and we did a thorough investigation. It spanned over a couple days. Mm-hmm. The second day that we went there, we're like, okay, we're not getting nothing out of this place. There's nothing. So we're in there just goofing off. We had an old Polaroid camera.
Yep.
And I'm looking. We're in the second story. I'm looking.
This is the Polaroid, or is this the?
It was a Polaroid camera.
Okay.
But we were. Really, douchebag?
Yeah, well, it's...
May I continue?
Yeah, yes, please do.
All right.
Don't let my watch get in your way.
We're on the second floor. We already opened the window, and we're looking down, looking around. There's no balcony, no ledge, no nothing. No way anybody could get, up to that second story window. And we're goofing off, and he's got the camera, and I'm basically hanging onto the edge of this window and stuff like that, goofing off, and he snaps a photo. And we don't look at these things. We just throw them in the car, whenever we come home. Next morning, we're going through the photos, and all I heard was, what the fuck is that? I look over him like, what? He hands me the photo, and where my face is in the window, there's somebody behind me. And mind you, for them to be behind me, they're not going to be in the window. There's nothing for them to be on. It's a second floor.
Yeah, second floor window, no balcony, no ledge, no nothing. And clear as day, there's a face right there. no body, nothing else, just a face. And it's like, yeah, that was, and it wasn't reflection. I mean, it was obviously not his
window was
face.
open.
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously not him. It wasn't a reflection of anything. So, I mean, there was nothing. I mean, this was just a cheap-ass Polaroid camera. And I've actually talked to somebody about that house and told her about that picture. And she was, because she belongs to a different ghost hunting society. And she had told me that she had done an investigation in that place. And she's had a lot of the same similar stuff that happened to her. And this happened, oh man, when was this? So I don't remember when this happened, but she told me that she did it, same thing. She did an investigation on that place, and nothing. She had the same stuff happen to her. Now this house now is no longer there. It's not there anymore. They tore it down in the course of like a day and a half. They tore that sucker down. But yeah, that house isn't even there anymore.
Yeah, it's long gone. But there's a lot of places that we wanted to look at that are now no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
And
good times.
And I've been in interesting places that nobody had ever thought to be at either. Like when Jeffrey Dahmer was caught. I've actually been in that apartment building.
Oh yeah?
Before they tore it down, yeah. Yep. His apartment number was 213.
Yes, it was.
Been in that building.
Yes, it was.
If you don't know anything about him, you can look him up, or you can just listen to the song by Slayer called 213. And if you want to learn about Ed Gein, you can listen to Dead Skin Mask. Because it's another Slayer song about that. I've actually been to Plainfield, and I've been to the property where Ed Gein's house once stood.
Oh, yeah?
Because they tore it down.
Yeah.
They tore it down. But I've stood on the property where the house was. In fact, part of the foundation is still there. So that's kind of cool.
Nice, yeah.
And once again, I mentioned H.H. Holmes. I don't have the address, obviously, with me. But you can go to the place where H.H. Holmes, America's first serial killer, was at. Mm-hmm. And did you know they actually believe that H.H. Holmes is actually the Jack the Ripper?
I had heard that. Yeah, because they never did catch Jack the Ripper.
They're doing investigations on it. They believe that Jack the Ripper was actually H.H. Holmes, and he came here.
Yeah. Yeah, because they never did catch him.
This is why immigration is important.
Legal immigration is it? You need to know who it is you're bringing into the country. Let's see, Old Union Cemetery, and that one is this one just says Central Illinois. This one isn't open for tours or anything, but yeah. See, this is the one that I thought. This one is the one that I read, and I was disappointed in this one because this one says. Let's see, it closed down 100 years after it opened, so it opened in 1831, so it closed down in 1931. Yeah, and somewhere between Bloomington and Springfield. But, I was actually kind of disappointed that they didn't throw Cemetery X into there because, that one is, all kinds of orbs have been photographed in there and all kinds of stuff, so that was a pretty cool one. But I wasn't familiar with this one. See, the next one, let's see, Original Springs Hotel in Oakville. I don't know where the hell that one is. Washington County. Are you familiar with that one?
No, I'm not. I was actually trying to look some of it up while I was on here, but
yeah. Pollock Hospital. That's the other one that's in Bartonville, Illinois.
Yes.
And we've been to that one. So I'll go ahead and I'll read that one. Pollock Hospital was added to the Bartonville State Hospital complex in 1949. It was built to treat patients with tuberculosis. Yep, you said that.
Yeah, it's another TB clinic.
Yep, 3 to 5 people died per week, bringing the death toll to the thousands. It is reportedly haunted, and many paranormal groups have conducted investigations there. And that one also is open to the public. That's pretty cool. Raven Grin Inn in Mount Carroll, Illinois. I've not even heard of this place, but this sucker looks pretty good size. Looks like an old, actually it looks like an old plantation house.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some of the places, or some of the places I've been to, and I'm having trouble finding anything.
Mount Carroll, Illinois. Northwest region, okay. That one does actually have a website associated to it. Haunted Ravens Grin Inn, 1 Inn. Now this one,
Resurrection Mary.
Justice, Illinois, Resurrection Mary. Now this one's pretty cool. I actually like this story because this is pretty awesome. I've been up towards there. I've not actually been around the cemetery, but I've been pretty darn close to it. Resurrection Mary is a well-known Chicago area ghost story of the vanishing hitchhiker type. The story takes place outside Resurrection Cemetery in Justice, Illinois, a few miles southwest of Chicago. So yes, I have definitely been there. It does say that it's open to the public. Can't actually click on the map location to see where it's at, but yeah, that one, I mean, it gives the address on here and a telephone number. How do I even get that one? Yeah, Cook County, though. That one's pretty awesome because that one, Cemetery Mary, big story behind that one. She's a middle-aged lady in a, wearing a white dress that you see walking down the side of the road. And it has been reported that she has actually been picked up by drivers and has been riding along with people, and then will just vanish out of the vehicle once they get to a certain, a certain distance away from the cemetery. So, I mean, that one, and all kinds of people have reported the same thing. Truck drivers, everything.
Police officers.
Yeah,
Chicago police officer. Or not Chicago.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff that, so many people have actually seen her. She is probably the most well-known ghost story in all of Illinois, actually. Cemetery Mary.
Resurrection Mary.
Yeah, Cemetery Mary, Resurrection Mary. But yeah.
Motherfucker.
Hey. Why are you turning my light on? All right, Springfield Theater in, of course, Springfield. Really? God damn it. Quit it. He's picking on me. Springfield Theater. I'm not even sure which one this is.
No, I'm not even.
Oh, 420 South 6th Street.
The Masonic Temple. The Masonic Temple up there, the former Masonic Temple up there was actually haunted.
Really? I didn't know that. Stickney Mansion, Bull Valley.
Nothing. Got nothing on it.
Yeah, me neither. Willow Creek Farm in Shannon, Illinois. And that one's actually the last one on the list. Willow Creek Farm, Shannon, Illinois. Oh, Haunted Galena. Okay. Carroll County, Northwest.
Well, there's a town in southern Illinois too that we need to go to sometime because it's largely abandoned. But Cairo.
Yes, I drive through there quite often, actually, quite a few different times. So, yeah, it's a. I don't remember. I mean, like it was booming back in the day because of where it's located. It's like right there off of the Illinois River, like right there in the southern. Southern part. It's relatively close to Marion and whatnot. It's in that same vicinity, but
yeah, with the new interstates and stuff like that, that place got largely bypassed. So
it's not that far off the beaten path though. But
but what it was used for, it's no longer used for, and it basically became abandoned.
Yeah, I mean it's like, and I have driven through that town, quite a few different times, semi, and I've actually driven through it in a car because we got. I've been down there in my pickup truck, and it's I mean it's not an abandoned town, but if you go much off the beaten path, I mean the town is a good sized town. You can actually look it up. It's a pretty good sized town, and it was used for like as a major shipping lane at one point in time. But yeah, I mean, something happened. I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember really much of the history about it. But just whatever industry that was there, just
the
gone.
The railroads and the main highways took away all the industry that basically was there.
Yeah,
And it's a fairly large town. It just up and disappeared.
yeah,
I mean, it's all there, but it's
yeah.
much
But
all
it's
abandoned.
probably good 70% of it is shut down and abandoned now. So I mean, there's still people there. I mean, there's still people living there, but primarily, I mean, the town is empty. I mean, there's not much there. But yeah, I've been down there quite a few different times. It's because it's one of my routes that I go to one of my stops. So I mean, I've been there quite a few different times. So yeah, that pretty well covers the list that's on here. And is there anything that outside this list that you can remember?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything that's around our area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called a microphone. Bastard. Oh yeah.
It's not me.
It's your cell phone. Mine's not blinking.
Yours is blinking.
Damn it.
No, I was responding to somebody, but that's not me.
You little bastard. Why are you...
Just read it and shut up. To yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I want to fart.
You want me to do it again? You want me to let one go again?
I don't know, man. You're stunk.
It was good.
No, it was bad. It stunk. It was horrible.
It was like hot, sick ass in a dead carcass.
You're bringing up things.
Just think of
that
cat
should
shit
not
in the
be.
bottom of a hot dumpster.
I don't want to think about that. That sounds horrible.
That's kind of what my ass released.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Really? Coolness. All right, guys. That's a good pout face. That was an amazing pout face. That was very good. All right, guys. That concludes the motherfucker.
Fuck your couch.
It's downstairs. Motherfucker.
You're going. No. 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 Back off. Motherfucker.
Hit the microphone too. Oh shit.
I feel slightly better now.
You feel slightly better now?
Yep.
I got violated. That was... You bastard. Would you stop it? You just made me drop my memory. I'm going to be forgetting everything now. All right. That concludes the show. Y'all have a great day. Little bastard. Where's it at? There it is. All right.
Just get.
No.